morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross-stitch, but also other crafts that I'm working on or have worked on in the past, and a little bit of life thrown in. This is my 67th FlossTube video. Today is Sunday, November 1st. Happy November, welcome to November, and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you have stopped by, I hope that you like what you see and want to continue coming by, so hit the like and subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys know how YouTube works. And come back and join us every week. I do a Sunday video every week, and then I pepper in a little bit of extra videos a couple times a month usually. So yeah, come and join us. And if you are a returning subscriber, then thank you so much for coming by and putting up with my shenanigans every week. And I am so glad that you guys are all a part of my life. So today is November 1st, as I said, which means yesterday was the 31st, Halloween. Happy Halloween. So I decided I'd give you guys just a little taste of what I was wearing all day yesterday, with my leopard top and my leopard ears. And if you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is Karla with a K, and I posted a picture on Instagram and Facebook so that you guys could see the actual makeup. And I had these facial like sticker things. They don't necessarily look like stickers, but they look pretty cute. And I had a big fluffy tail, which I gotta say, I was kind of enamored with that tail. Like, I really didn't want to take it off at the end of the night. My ears and my tail, I mean, is it weird if I wore this all the time? I don't know. But I liked having it, although I kind of felt like something was following me all the time, because it kept bumping my legs when I was walking. But my brother actually was laughing at me yesterday because I went over to their house and spent the day with them. And, you know, being the sister who lives in an apartment, I do the classic thing, and I bring my laundry, and I do my laundry at his house. So they have like a stackable washer dryer, and I was like taking my laundry out of the washer, put in the dryer, so I was like bending over, and my brother was just sitting there laughing at me because I guess bending over with my tail like hanging out, and that it was kind of a funny picture. But anyway, so we had a fantastic day. I have to give like huge props to my sister-in-law for just thinking up all kinds of things to do to make the day special for the kids, and actually for all of us. It was fun for the adults too. Everything that we ate, lunch, dinner, whatever, was all like Halloween themed, and we all like helped kind of prepare it. So, you know, like in the afternoon we had just a veggie tray just for snacking, and you know, it was all vegetables in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern. And for lunch, the boys had hot dogs wrapped in, you know, the mummy hot dogs. And we had deviled eggs that my niece made because she's getting to be a little chef. She's gonna be 11. And she's getting to know her way around the kitchen. Anyway, she made deviled eggs, and we cut up little pieces of olive and put it on the top so it looked like spiders. Although that was really tedious, so we did that for about half of them, and then we put bigger pieces and made them into jack-o'-lanterns because that was a lot easier. For dinner, my brother made this meatloaf that he put it like in this, put the meat in the shape of like a skull, and then put blanched almonds in like the mouth area, and hard-boiled eggs, and then wrapped it in bacon, and so it was like awesome. It looked like a mummy. It was delicious. So anyways, we had all the food that was Halloween themed, and we played like charades, and we played like pin the head on the skeleton. So we played some like littler kid games. We taught the kids how to do limbo. I've been on, I don't want to say on a kick, but because of my health stuff, I'm trying to be, you know, better about eating, and I'm also trying to start incorporating exercise into my life, which I don't do very much. So I am now trying to do like like a dance, like a workout dance video, because songs are short. They're like, what, 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, and so you can do more than one, and I'm starting slow. I'm doing one. So, but we did and of course my niece is super athletic. So I asked her if she would do them with me so that I could start doing them, and so we did like Thriller. There was one to Thriller, and we did the Time Warp and stuff like that. So we jumped around a little bit, had a little bit of a dance party, and then so the big piece de resistance that my sister-in-law set up. So the kids didn't know about that. They knew what games we were going to do, and they knew about the food, and they were, you know, helping to prepare it and plan for it and everything. But what they didn't know about was that because they couldn't go trick-or-treating, and they were not, you know, happy about that, especially the little one, Stacy ordered a Halloween piñata and had it sent to me with all the candy. So they didn't think they were getting any candy. In fact, my older nephew was asking my brother during the day, like, since we're not going trick-or-treating, can we get some, like, peanut butter cups next time we go to the grocery store? So they didn't think they were getting any candy. They didn't think they were going to get to go trick-or-treating at all. And, you know, they were, like, resigned, but, you know, a little bit bummed about that. So I had the piñata. I filled it. I brought it over secretly. My brother hung it in their garage, and then when he took the dogs for a walk, normally he just takes them by himself, but he was like, I want you guys all to come with me. And of course they were like, why do we have to go? So I was like, I need to talk to your mom privately about a work problem. So, okay. So they all went with my brother to take the dogs for a walk, and while they did that, Stacy had spent all last week putting together a scavenger hunt with each, and she had like 10 clues. So each clue was a little poem that she actually made up, like a Halloween poem, and it would direct them to the next clue. I mean, you guys know what a scavenger hunt is, right? So it was more like a treasure hunt than a scavenger hunt, because they weren't getting stuff at each spot. They were just finding the next clue. So there were 10 clues that took them all over the house to find the clue, and there had been a little bit of bickering going on all day. So it was like when they came back from walking the dogs, Stacy gathered them. She's like, okay, we're gonna have, you know, a treasure hunt, but you 3 of you have to work together, and if there's any bickering, that person who's fighting is out and doesn't get to partake of the treasure. So of course they were like totally like angels, and she handed them the first clue, and then I think the second clue took them to one of the bathrooms because it's something about where the toilet paper is, and so they ran to the bathrooms, and then it took them to the refrigerator and to the front door. And the one on the front door was funny because we taped it like up at the top of the front door, and the clue said something like, where would people knock if they were trick-or-treating, something like that. And they're like, the door. But then they go, but it can't be on the front door because we didn't see it when we came in. And the 3 of us were like, oh really? Are you that observant? And they opened the door, and of course it was taped up there. I thought it was really cute though, because she also did it so like there was one that was like under the table, so the little one had to get down there and get that one because it was low, and then the one that was taped at the very top of the door, the oldest one was the only one who could reach it, so they all had to work together, and there was about 10 clues that took them all over the house, and then the last clue took them downstairs to the garage, and of course we followed them down, and there was one taped on the door to the garage, and they opened it, and inside was the piñata, and then they got to like do the piñata and, you know, get all the candy, you know, and so it was just a really fun time, and I just have to give her so much credit for being such a creative mom and just really working hard to make sure that her kids have great memories, you know, even in the pandemic. So anyway, it was a really nice day, and then we watched, what movie did we watch? Beetlejuice. So that's what the kids wanted to watch. So we watched Beetlejuice, and then I came home. But yeah, it was a really great day, and I had a really fun Halloween, and I enjoyed wearing my cat ears, and, you know, even looking in the viewfinder here, I really like wearing them. Oh, okay, well, Anyway, so that was my Halloween, and I hope you guys had a really great Halloween as well. Okay, so Southern California weather. We're a little bit overcast today, but it's nice and cool. So we had much cooler weather last week, which I know I've been talking about for a while, that I was waiting for that cooler weather, and we got that cooler weather, and then with it on Monday we got Santa Ana winds that were crazy. So tree branches were breaking everywhere, and unfortunately we also got a couple fires from the really high winds. And these fires, like, were not like the forest fires that we've been having. These were actually industrial fires, so it's even grosser in the air. One of the fires was 2 miles from my brother's new house, but they never got evacuated. It was, I guess the wind was blowing in the other direction, and it just didn't ever come close enough for their neighborhood or their immediate area to be in peril. But places that were seriously 2 miles from their house were being evacuated. From my end, there wasn't anything that was that close to my house, but my work, again, a couple miles away from my work, was being evacuated because there was one. I work in Brea, I live in Anaheim. There was a fire in Fullerton. It just, oh, the air smelled so bad for a couple days. We didn't have like that, you know, that orange sky, because as I said, it wasn't huge forest fires. They were more like city industrial fires, but that was fun. So that came with the cooler weather. But the cooler weather, next week, it's supposed to be back up in the 90s for a couple days. And then I think it's coming down again. So we'll see if we're going to have this back and forth all fall, or if it will finally cool off for good. I hope so, because I've been enjoying having cooler weather and feeling, you know, I actually wore a sweater to work a couple days, and, you know, I've been enjoying stitching and lighting a candle, and, you know, just enjoying having cooler weather, not having to have my air conditioning blasting all night. So that's been good. Let's see. I think that's it for all of my life recap update stuff. So let's get into the stitching. Okay, so I do have an FFO. I don't think that I actually had finished this. I showed it to you last week. So I was working on that teeny tiny turkey that I wanted to make to be able to put on my seasonal tree, and I went ahead and I finished that, and then I FFO'd it. I pick weird like junk that's lying around my apartment sometimes to FFO stuff, and that's what this was. This is actually the lid of like a jar candle. And I saw it sitting around, because once you like start lighting the candle, I don't usually put the lid back on the jar. Although if you're going to keep it not lighted, it's good to do that because it keeps dust out. But this particular jar candle I put in my bathroom, and I've been lighting it on the weekends and stuff. So I don't know, I thought that this little thing looked like it could be a frame. So I just kind of shoved the stitching in there, and then added, you know, leaves and a couple of these little acorns that I got when I bought all the fall stuff. It's a little bit heavy because this is glass, so I don't think I'm going to necessarily hang it from the tree. I think I might like lean it up against the tree. Maybe I'll glue a magnet on here, because I do have that magnet that I glued to the tree. So, but it could just, and I put these ribbons, so I could actually tie it around the base of the tree instead of hanging it. But I think it came out really cute. Okay, so there's that little guy. Then, also because I want it for my seasonal tree, so I need a little November something. Oh, that reminds me, I need to change my year of celebrations today. I started baking squirrel, which I think is his official, unofficial name. I think Stephanie from Pam and Steph did it, and I think that's what she was calling it. It's the blue flower squirrel that's in the little cookbook from Market. This cookbook, so I can't show you it because it's just the pattern in there, But I'm doing this on the 22 count hardinger, actually, that I dyed for the Blue Flower Gathering Honey, and this was a leftover piece, so I thought, well, it's Blue Flower, and it'll end up being, you know, nice and small, so I can put it in a 3-inch frame and hang it. So this is just the, like, the stand and the bottom of the pie, and then the squirrel goes over here. And I thought about this week, that there's certain patterns that, depending on the colors and stuff I do, like, I did the pie pan in blue, and I have to be honest, I didn't even look at the colors of DMC that are charted. I just picked colors that I thought would work in the pattern. So the squirrel's wearing an apron, and it's charted to have like the same, I think this actually is a blue, but I picked a blue just that I had laying around. For the band of the apron, and then the apron part is a light color or a white color or something with dots. And I think I'm going to somehow do it like red, white, and blue with the apron, so that actually I can pull this out again like in July. And so it'll work for both like November because of Thanksgiving and the pie idea, and then I'm going to pull it out again in like July because it can kind of be like a 4th of July pie. I think that'll work. So if I don't put a lot of like the turkey is obviously with the acorns and stuff very fall, but I think if I put a little bit of red, white, and blue in the squirrel's apron, then it will be dual. And so some of the ideas that I have for little things to hang on the tree, I've got that going in my head that could be used for more than one time during the year, which I think is kind of cool and will give me more stuff to put on my tree. So that was kind of like my new start for this week. Okay. Then whips. Oh dear. That's weird. I was going to show you the filigree pumpkin because I think I worked on it early in the week, but I don't see it. Oh wait, here it is. I think I worked on this like last Sunday or something. I don't remember. If I didn't, then I'm showing you what I already showed you. But there you go. So I don't know if there's any more on this. I also discovered, I think I know what this pattern is. You know, I was saying that I found it online, and the chart was just online, and so I had no idea. It looks very similar to a Mill Hill kit, but the Mill Hill kit is like small and, you know, on perforated paper with beads and stuff. I don't know if it's the same pattern or if somebody stole that pattern, and you know, so now I feel kind of like I don't know if I'm doing something wrong by stitching this, but as I said, I did find it on the internet and the full chart and everything. So anyway, so, and again, I talked about this last week that Stitching by the Shore, Laura, that she was doing a pumpkin birthday sale all month, last month, and that I was like stitching this and thinking about her, and I never like actually like took a picture and posted it to the hashtag on Instagram, but I did stitch in spirit. So I am gonna, I think, keep this one out for the next couple weeks and see if I can maybe get it finished, you know, and have it up sometime in November. And then after that, it will be set aside with my other Halloween things. I didn't work on All Hallows Eve this week. I didn't work on that much this year, which I feel bad because I just love the pattern. But I am gonna like set it aside. I am kind of done with the Halloween type stitching for at least a couple months. So, and I want to make room up here, so I am gonna set that aside. Okay. This one I'm torn, but I think I'm gonna set this one aside as well. This is, as I've said before, a really great pattern to work on when I go over to my brother's because it's pretty simple to work on. But I also have my Winnie the Pooh one, which is the same kind of idea. So I think that's the one that's going to go to my brother's for a while. And this one is going to go take a nap. But this is Fire Burn by Ink Circles, Fire Burn, and Cauldron Bubble. You can get this. I know they sell it 1-2-3 Stitch, but I did get it out of a just cross stitch Halloween edition magazine from 2012 or 2013. It was a gift. So I just worked a little bit on this last night over here. So this season I got basically half of it done. So I think when I pull this out again, like in July or whatever, I'll be able to get this finished for next Halloween pretty easily. It's a really fun pattern to work on. I have enjoyed the kind of like monochromatic, you know, bright stitching on a bright fabric, but just you don't have to, you know, think too much about what thread. And since it's a 14 count, it's pretty easy to work on when I'm distracted over at my brother's with the kids, and there's a lot of noise over there. There's like three young children, and that makes a lot of noise. So, but I think this one is gonna also be set aside for the next season, and that will come out again in the springtime. And then the last thing I worked on this week, which I thought at first I would set aside, but I actually kind of changed my mind about that because I started working on this, and I've said every time I pulled it out, I've told you guys it's Moonstruck, Mill Hill's Moonstruck. I said it wasn't like super fun to work on, even though I think it's beautiful, that it was kind of confusing. I started working on it a lot, and as you can see, as far as the stitching part, I only have this section left to do, and then the rest is the beading. And I don't know, I got into a groove with it, and it didn't seem as confusing all of a sudden. And then I actually used this on a little extra video. I hope you guys saw it. If not, go back and watch this week. I just did I did a Halloween tag, and I did a little bit of the beading. Can you see the beading here? Yeah, so I don't have very much of this to do, and so now I'm anxious to get it finished. So I just have a little bit of the stitching to do, and then I'm going to do the beading. I might work on some of the beading today, because even though this has sort of like a Halloween-y theme, I don't think that it is only for Halloween, so I think this is something that I could actually have out all year kind of thing, and I really like it. So I'm not going to put this one away. I'm going to try and get it done in the next couple weeks. So, but I got a lot actually finished on this past week. It's so pretty, huh? Yeah. Okay. So that one's going to stay out. All the other, what I consider Halloween type patterns, are going to go into my drawer over here and just be set aside for a while, and then so I can focus on some other stuff until the new year. Okay, so that is it as far as whips this week. When I go into haul, I got my package, and I did another extra video. God, you guys got like 3 videos last week. I got the little the package that I ordered from eBay that I paid, as I said, I paid a little bit under $10, and then plus a little bit under $10 for shipping. So I think it was like $18, about what I paid eBay, to get a package of 10 a mystery package of 10 cross stitch kits. And I did unbox that, so I'm not going to show you all of those charts here because, you know, go watch that video if you didn't watch it yet. So there was a couple kind of duds, and there was a couple kind of cool things, and then there was a couple things that I think are really pretty, but not my taste necessarily. So those will be giveaways, and I think I'm gonna, well, I'll tell you guys about that at the end of the video, what my plan is. But I will show you like the thing that I'm most like excited about that I got in that kit was this kit. So this is one that I definitely would be interested in stitching. You know, I don't know that I'm going to do it like right away, but I think that this chart's pretty neat. And so that's a full kit. So this one I will be keeping, and then the other ones I'm going to keep some. I'm going to keep some for the components of them, and then there's going to be some giveaways. So okay, and then the other thing that I got, and this is a little lesson. So I wanted to share it with you guys. I don't always like show you when I get fabric on eBay because, as you know, if you've been watching me for a while, I tend to get fabric lots that are inexpensive. So I'm paying like under $5 for a piece of fabric, and I usually get plain, light colored, whatever, you know. In fabric lots, I don't have a lot of choice, but I'm looking for stuff that's either white or ecru or something that I can dye myself. And that's basically how I do my fabric stash. Occasionally I will get something else or some dyed fabric or something that I think is really pretty, you know, if it's a great price. So anyway, I went ahead and I bid on an auction item of two. This is what it said. Two 18, it said 18 Aida, so I assumed 18 count, right? One piece of white, one piece of light pink. And I bid $6, it was free shipping. So, you know, $3 for a piece of fabric is not bad, right? And then I got them, and they're 14 count. So the description said 18. And I saw the picture, but I didn't make the picture bigger and really look at the picture. I mean, they say 14 count on the packages, you know, so it's not like the seller was like, you know, showing something off, and they probably just like copied and pasted it from something else, or they didn't understand what they were looking at, or they took the 18 from the 18 inch. Who knows what they did. But I thought I was buying 18 count fabric, which is something that I really enjoy using, and instead I got two pieces of 14 count fabric, which I do use, but I don't use as much, and I have a lot of it. So that's kind of like a buyer beware kind of thing, that when you are purchasing on eBay, which I totally recommend you guys to do that, you know, especially if you like dyeing your own fabric, I think it's a great way to get a lot of fabric that's decent quality. I mean, it's all like Zweigart, and you know, I mean, these fabrics are fine, but it's a great way to get, you know, plain fabric, inexpensive, and then you can do whatever you want with as far as the dyeing process. But you have to like really look and see what you're getting, or you might do what I did and think you were getting 18 count and really end up getting 14 count. So there's nothing wrong with 14 count. It's just not what I thought I was getting. So I also, it said white and pink, and this actually looks like, this doesn't look white. It's like a blush color and then a real pink color. So, I mean, I will definitely use these. It's just, you know, not what I was expecting. So kind of buyer beware when you are shopping on eBay. It's a great thing to do. Just make sure that you're really informed when you do it. And then the last thing that I got this week, which actually I'm super kind of excited about. I mean, it's funny because I had one of my friends, Sue, that I've met through the Southern California stitching group. So I've met actually somebody that I've met in real life because I've gone to, you know, before the pandemic, I went to stitching meetup things. several times, and she was there a lot. So, you know, I've actually sat in the room with her like 3 or 4 times. But she's a really nice lady, and she actually messaged me on Facebook Messenger when this came out, and it was like, I bought it yesterday. But Satsuma Street came out with a Hanukkah pattern. And as you know, I just started working on Satsuma Street's Leo, because it was like the first time that I have worked on black Aida. And I just am loving the way that the bright colors are popping off the black. Satsuma Street is a very definite style, and you know, and I love it. It's just, I think it's really fun and cute. And so she came out with this Hanukkah pattern, and you know, I've complained before about all the Hanukkah patterns look exactly the same. This one doesn't. This is like a really original take on a menorah, and I just think it's adorable, and I had to have it. And you know, it was a PDF chart. It was like $7, so how could I say no? So I went ahead and downloaded this, and actually I probably will use a 14 count Aida, especially because I'm going to dye a piece a really dark navy like that, and working on the dark navy, it'll be easier for me to do with the 14 count. So I don't know if I'm going to start this year, maybe, but if not, then it will be something on the list, I think, for next year, because you know, as I'm doing seasonal stuff, I do want to build up more seasonal things, and this pattern is just so cute. So, and thank you. I can't remember her name. Karen? I don't know, but the lady who is Satsuma Street, lives on Satsuma Street in LA, and yeah, and she's just got such a marvelous, unique style, and thank you for doing a Hanukkah pattern, because people just don't, and it's really hard to find something that's original. And she also put the pomegranates on here, which are really symbolic, not necessarily for Hanukkah, but just kind of in Jewish tradition anyway. So anyway, I'm really excited about this pattern. Okay. So that is it as far as all of my stitchy stuff. One thing that I did get, and I didn't show it last week, I ordered a universal craft stand. Again, because I'm trying to find a comfortable way to work on my really big Hade, which I haven't worked on it since February or March. You know, I have just like this little corner done, and I'm just having a hard time with it. It's just not comfortable for me to work on. I can't find a spot. You know, it would be perfect if I lived in a space where I could have an armchair and have a stand that went over, and I don't live somewhere where I have that. I don't have a comfortable chair to sit in. I stitch kind of lying in a prone position on my bed, and I have to, so I hold it, or I stitch sitting at my desk here in a desk chair, which sometimes it's comfortable, and sometimes, especially after a long day of work of sitting, it's not comfortable. So I'm trying to find my sweet spot to be able to stitch this really big piece. And I haven't yet. So I'm, you know, I think different things. And I mean, and the reality is that I'm sure I could find something that would be perfect if I was willing to spend several $100s, and I'm not. So I keep looking for bargain things, and then I get something, and you know, you get what you pay for. So this was like a $70 universal craft stand that you can get at Joann's, and I also saw them on eBay. I saw them on eBay for like $40. On Joann's it was like $75, but there was like a 50% off coupon. So I ordered it from Joann's, and I ended up paying like $35 for it. It's wooden, it's nice, it holds hoops, or and I did try holding the Q, you know, a Q-snap or the fake Q-snaps that I use, and it will hold it, but it's still not going to hold it in a position that's going to make it more comfortable for me to stitch. So I can still use it, and I may use it for certain projects. Either putting it on the floor. It's also not quite tall enough to get to a comfortable level for me because I'm tall and stuff. So it's kind of, I like it. I don't know how practical it is that I got it, but you know, I mean, I'll use it. But it's set up over there, and I put it together already, so it's a little bit unwieldy. Okay, so last thing, talk about plans. I'm already told you I'm gonna like be putting like my Halloween-y type stuff, you know, down for a nap for a couple months, and I think I'm gonna start pavane this month. I don't know if it's gonna be this week or later, but I think around Thanksgiving is a good time to start this chart. I have shown it to you. Oh, and I pulled out the original, so this is just my working copy, but pavane for these times. And I've showed you guys this, but just as a recap, and then I'm going to do it on 20 count opalescent white Aida. Oh, can you see the opal, the sparkliness of it? And it's funny, my other long dog is also on a white opalescent, which I didn't work on this week on the 29th like I was supposed to. And then the colors that I decided to use, I did show you I'm going to use Peacock for the main color, and then my accent color, I kept saying I had a green, and I do have greens, but I realized when I pulled them out that they didn't go as well as I think that this kind of like turquoisey. All right. Anyway, so that's the accent color that I'm going to use. So yeah, so that one's going to be started soon-ish. And maybe some other stuff too. I'm kind of in a I want to start stuff mode, but I'm also like I want to get stuff done. So I'm really going to go through my whips probably this afternoon and do some organization and some decisions on what I want to work on next. Is there anything that I need to focus on? I need to work on my my full coverages a little bit, my quick stitches, which haven't ended up being that quick, but that's just because I'm not working on them constantly. I haven't worked on Ella for a while, so I want to get back and work on her. So I'm going to have to pick something today to do at the table for a couple hours, be it Ella, the Frog Princess, or one of my Heaven and Earth Design quick stitches. So, so yeah, I want to work on that today. Okay. I think I don't think I'm going to put them away, the mermaids, but I'm not going to work on that project per se, but I do need to actually keep the project out because I need to pull the threads to do the two small mermaids that I'm going to do. Well, they're the same size mermaids, but the two individual mermaids that I'm going to do to put together my birthday gift for Reagan. Her birthday is like the 28th or the 29th of December, so I need to get that done before the end of the year. And I think, and oh, I have like a Hanukkah small that I want to start and get that done before December. So that brings me to my big ask for you guys, and that's what I'm going to call a big ask if I talk about it in the next couple weeks. So Hanukkah this year is December 10th through 18th. And I'm sure that like in the middle there probably, because I think the 10th is a Thursday, so probably that Saturday I will go over to my brother's and we'll have a little Hanukkah get together like we do, and that'll be fun. And I do light my candles every night. But you know, Hanukkah, especially because this year has just been hard, and you know, when you're a grown-up, Hanukkah's not that exciting anymore. You don't get the big, ooh, I get to present every night kind of thing. Which you know, of course you don't. You're an adult. But I'm coming to you guys because there's so many of you who have done so many sweet things for me. And I know it's a big ask, but I think that there's a few of you out there that will say, yeah, I'll do that. So what I would really like is if you guys could send me a card or a piece of paper, something, and if you would like to stick in a little stitchy gift like a pretty floss that you have in your stash that you want to, you know, give up, or a package of needles, or a needle minder, or something small that just fits in an envelope. You know, don't spend postage on, you know, a package or anything like that. That's not what I'm asking. And then on the outside of the envelope, you can just put like, don't open till Hanukkah or something like that, so I know that that's what it's for. And then I would like to gather those, and then depending on how many I get, if I got 8, I'm going to open one every night of Hanukkah so that I have, you know, a Hanukkah every night. So I'm going to light my candles, I'm going to open my gifts from my FlossTube friends, and I might actually film every night and then put together one of those vlog style, you know, I know people do Vlogmas and that kind of thing, but I think I'm going to do like the 8 nights of Hanukkah, and I'll light the candles with you guys, and then so you can see the menorah, because by the end, well, I have 2 menorahs, but by the end of Hanukkah, it's so beautiful to have all of the candles burning. And yeah, and then I'll open my little envelopes from my FlossTube friends. So I know it's a big ask. I know it's like pretty audacious to say, hey, send me presents. But I just would love to have stuff to open on the 8 nights or 7 nights, because when I go over to my brother's, I'm sure that they will get me something to open. But that's my big ask. That's my, you know, do me a favor and send me something that's going to make me smile and feel like I am celebrating, and then I'm back to being a kid again, and I get, you know, that excitement of opening something. Sometimes at this time of year, it can be a bit of a letdown, you know, when you don't celebrate the big thing that most people are celebrating. And normally it doesn't bother me, and it probably won't bother me this year either. It's just that I thought about it, and I thought that would be really, really cool if I had just some little remembrances from people. And there's so many of you that have sent me cards and sent me messages and sent me goodies for no reason or for other reasons. And so many of you sent cards from my mom when I asked you, which she still hasn't gotten, by the way, just FYI. She didn't want them at her birthday. She wanted me to open them with her when the pandemic stuff was over. And I don't think any of us thought it was going to last this long, but I have a big bag of stuff for her. And so many of you sent cards and stuff. So if you already have my address because you've sent me something before, that's great. If you don't, or don't have it anymore, whatever, you can either instant message me on Instagram, or I'm sorry, private message me on Instagram, or send me an email. They're both listed below, my addresses, and I will give you my home address so that you can send me a card or something. And again, I know it's a big ask, and you know, if you can't do that or you don't want to do that, that doesn't, you know, no harm done, and no negative feelings on my part. But if it is something that you feel like you could do, or you know, you're sending out Christmas cards anyway, and you can just stick something in the mail for me, I would so appreciate it. And I think it would be fun to like get to open everything, you know, that I get on a little vlog style video. So, and then the other plan that I had for Hanukkah is that I'm going to do a giveaway during that time, and maybe like a couple weeks before or something, I will get together 8 things to give away, and then during that vlog I will pull you know, a name for each night for the giveaway winners. So I think that would be fun too. So we can you guys can kind of celebrate Hanukkah with me a little bit, because you know, with all of your guys' Christmas videos and Christmas Advent things that you open and stuff, I always get to feel like I'm celebrating that aspect of Christmas with you guys. So on FlossTube. So I would like to give back a little bit and let you guys see kind of what we do at Hanukkah, which is, you know, Hanukkah is just a really minor holiday in religiously, very minor. It's a festival. It's, you know, it's not anything religious or holy. It's just a festival. It's, you know, celebrating a miracle. But it's really, like, the candle lighting is really pretty, and, you know, opening presents is kind of like an American tradition. They don't do that like in Israel. That's not the present giving holiday. But, you know, it has become a tradition, and it's something that when I was a kid, of course, 8 nights of Hanukkah, you know, there would be a big mound of presents, and you get to pick which one you opened. And I gotta tell you, when I was a kid, it's not like the presents were hugely elaborate. I mean, there were times when, you know, day 2, you got the batteries that were gonna go in the present you opened on day 3, you know, or a bottle of, I remember one time, it was wrapped in foil, and it looked like a bottle of wine, and I was like, what could that possibly be? And it was, you know, it was a bottle of bubble bath. You know, that's the kind of presents that we got. We would get like one really great thing, and, you know, then accessories for it or whatever. And, you know, you did get the, like, socks or the pajama presents. But it was always fun to open something every night. So that's what I'm trying to recreate, and I'm asking you guys to maybe help me do it. So after that big, long, beggy type thing, I think that that's it for my video this week. And keep your eye out, Universal Yums, because November, Thanksgiving and stuff, they did the box early this month. So instead of waiting and sending it on the 15th, it's already been sent. So I should get it probably next week. And so sometime next week, I'll probably be doing another tasting video. I know it's Italy, this coming box, so that should be fun. And it looks like there's some like really good chocolatey things in there, plus a lot of more savory things than maybe the Russia box had. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And I will see you guys again next week. Maybe some extra videos. I've got, you know, ideas in mind for that. And yeah, so I hope that you have a great stitchy week, that you are enjoying November and looking forward to Thanksgiving. We'll talk about Thanksgiving plans a little bit more later in the month. And until I see you guys again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.